Committee reports, finance.
Oh, already?
All right.
Some good news. I was doing my calculations here. We got our numbers in for February. Based on the averages that I figured here, we're gonna be about $288,000 over budget on the revenue side, which is a good thing on sales tax 1 and 2. We got our transportation tax was at $65,818. Capital improvements, $32,909. The stormwater came in at $52,382. That's the new one that we voted on, and the use tax was $36,590. That we didn't have that in the budget for the previous year or so. On the expense side, everything's looking average to below. Few exceptions on the upside, but nothing drastic. So we should be on track. We're gonna start working on the new budget year shortly, so have a better picture as we get closer to June.
Please, department heads, start putting your numbers together.
Yes.
Steve will be scheduling finance committee meetings, so we can start putting the budget together. Lee, I know you've been ill, your senior service committee, getting closer, we've got a chance to work on it. Okay. We'll get that criteria together, and with that, and then you can start making applications after the council
Okay.
approves the criteria. With that. Fire department,
Nothing at this time.
human resource,
I believe we're good at this time.
police, while you're on the roll.
I don't have anything for the public at this time on the police side either.
Street,
Sure.
town bill.
That was coming.
Had the meeting last week, had a real nice turnout of people interested in the St. Francis Street project, and got some good news on that, looks like we've got 3 years to get the project completed, and so that's gonna be a big plus for us, make it a lot easier to make sure we get our share of it paid for. Got a little bit more work to do with it, gonna have to meet with Mr. McVeigh on a little bit of it, make sure we can spend it from the correct accounts, things like that, make sure we do well with that. And so that's a continuing project. And the other thing is, Mr. Carter's gonna hand out a sheet that tells people this is what you have to do if you wanna speed up getting your sidewalk replaced or your street paved. That way, if anybody has an interest in speeding the process up, there's a method now. So he's gonna have those handed out, and you can each read those and see what you think on those. And I believe that's gonna do it for right now.
Thank you, sir.
Departmental reports, fire.
Let's stay on the fire report. Well, you had property maintenance in there.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, sir.
I don't have a tally on it, but we've had quite a few service workers picking up trash, went around today and started seeing a lot of black bags sitting around our big loop. I know the wind has been up, and it's still, with all they picked up, there's still a lot of trash. That's why we ask people to make sure dumpsters have a lid, keep it closed, especially the businesses. And if you have trash cans, try to keep, you got more trash in it, try to compact it down or something, because with the March winds going in April, it blows it all over the place. So I know there's a number of bags today, probably a dozen or two, that we were getting around and picking up. So we're still working that issue. and I've talked to Michael Stokely, it's been a little cold and warmer weather comes in. Walt, appreciate it, you and Michael getting those lined up for us and, keep moving along with it. Property maintenance, the report you have in there, it's a January, February report, and then there's also, little breakdown information, on the different, letters they've sent out. Most time, after sending out a bunch of letters, we'll get a bunch of calls, either people are telling us they got it cleaned up, or they're gonna get cleaned up, and they wanna make sure we know about it. There's just a few times that, people, I guess, either they say they don't have any means, or just don't wanna comply. Sometimes we've had people walk in and they'll want us to go look at it, which we try to, I went on several myself to look at it and actually explain to them. Most of what we're having trouble with is according to the solid waste ordinance, dumpsters are not allowed for regular use. You can get special use for remodel, special condition if you're taking a shed down or something. All you have to do is go by and they'll get you a letter on it, contact who you're gonna get on the dumpster, and make sure that it's monitored. But some of the ones we looked at, they had regular household garbage, lids weren't closed, and that attracts your possums and dogs and cats and everything else to get in there and rummage around and spread the trash, and it sits there. Now it's not as bad, but if it's in the June, July, when we would have that warmer weather, and the last individual I talked to, he had it picked up every 30 days. Well, that's why you have a weekly pickup on your household trash, because of the nature of what you're using in your house and you're throwing into your trash. Things that have food on the styrofoam plate, on the styrofoam packaging or whatever, and it attracts the hungry animals, and they come out, and not to mention the smell and everything else that goes with it. So I mentioned that to try to get out to the public, please. 95-gallon rolled around cans with the lid on it is what's acceptable. Contact your local trash hauler. They have the ability to get you the can, or you can go buy them at a commercial establishment and they'll still pick them up. We've been working with Medic One. They've been using our classroom space over there, and what we've gained from it is a lot of our full-time people have been able to sit in through and get some refresher on their EMT license and gain some new skills on medical, which is a good win-win for us in working with Medic One. So that's been a real plus this last month. Didn't cost us nothing as far as where it would have if we had to get people recertified or whatever. 3 of us just finished up. We still got to take the certification class, or certified test. But the state is looking at coming down in the future. Anytime you do any type of live fire training, you're going to have a certified burn officer, and everybody that's an instructor there has to be certified. So 3 of us got into the class free. All we had to do is get the motel room and go to Columbia. It was a kind of computer-based, and we had to finish up. We just lacked the written test. And the next step is what they call incident safety officer. And that is someone who's on the fire scene, that if someone's commanding the fire scene, you got 1 or 2 roving eyes to keep people from doing stuff that might cause a wall to fall on them, or putting a ladder up wrong where they're going to try to climb it and get hurt, something like that. So that's our next step in the process. You have the February report there. It was a little less than the previous month, which is an indicator, I guess, of the flu season kind of diminishing off. And we usually don't run because we know that it's flu related, but a lot of times what you get is people telling difficulty breathing. And you can't disseminate difficulty breathing from possibly someone having a heart attack or even a asthma attack. So you can see the numbers down a little bit from the previous month. Hopefully that's gonna be a good indicator. The payroll for the month was down real low, which was good. We did have 4 structure fires, and this month we're on track where we've had a couple of structure fires that have been deliberately set, that were in the same neighborhood, so we're kind of working on that issue as well. But Victor's off this week to a conference, an annual Missouri Association of Code Administrators, and that's pretty well what's been going on in the fire department and in the other departments as well. Any questions? We did have our ladder truck tested. That's an annual thing. Pretty well required, and they test the durability and strength of it. I know being brand new, you'd think, well, why would it be broke? But you'd be surprised. They can find the microscopic welds that might crack from just road travel. But it's one of the criteria that the insurance service office, when they grade the fire department, tests. So we got that done, no problems at all.
Is there a cost to doing that?
Oh, yeah.
I was afraid that.
Yeah, what we've done there is with other aerials in southeast Missouri, we all try to use the same company where they come in and they kind of save you a little bit of money. At the same time, we don't just test the aerial ladder, we test all of our roof ladders and ground ladders. And what I see there is, if someone fell off of the ladder and was seriously injured, now or you rescued somebody on the ladder and something happened, you get into a lawsuit and then we'll know when your ladders have been tested. So we test them annually, and they also put heat strips on the tip of the ladder, so if you have it up there, you're near a window and the fire comes out, did it damage the ladder or didn't it? So there's a method to the madness in doing all that. It's an annual fee that we put in the budget.
I know, I was coming in,
But
but
that's fine. No other questions? Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you, John. Reese? Good evening. Thank everybody for coming tonight. A few things I'd like to start out with. I'd like to give my appreciation, and I'm sure the council and the city of Kent's appreciation to Deputy Sheriff S.O. Officer Blaine Gaskell of the Maryland County Sheriff's Department. He was the SRO officer that, as soon as they heard shots, he went in the building and took care of neutralizing the threat real quick. I think it was less about a minute and a half. So I want to, he done as we're trained, has done as we're all trained. When he heard the fire, we took care of the threat. We've got 7 officers in Columbia, CIT training, it's critical incident training with dealing with mental health people. It's through the Family Counseling Center here with Eric Snipes and his group. They do such an outstanding job. They come in and give training to us when we have to deal with mental people, and as y'all know, they closed down a lot of the mental health hospitals in the last several years, and they don't have anywhere to go except for at the local hospitals, and they're not going to deal with them, so we have to start babysitting. Walter's aware of that with his training. It goes back a long ways, but here lately, it's just, for the last 10 years, it's got to be a real big problem. And the more training we get in that area, the better it is for our officers to recognize people with mental health issues. And we have, from the Family Council Center, we've got a board that sets up with Butler County and all the counties in this area, and this is their state meeting. So we also got 3 scholarships. They paid for the fees for the school for that, so that helped out quite a bit. Also, we've got 2 firearms instructor course and tape, some shotgun instructor courses. We've got our people trained on shotgun instructor courses and on the rifles and on handguns. That makes it a lot easier for us to come in and teach our own people, instruct them, and saves us a lot of time and money. Costs money on the ammunition. Also, I got in your packet from January, calls of service in the last 2 years, differential statistical data. And also as a comparison from January, just last year and this year, and also a breakdown of monthly calls. We arrested 87 people in the month of January, also had a total calls of service, 1,814 calls of service. and the rest of it's brought down for you. We stay busy all the time, people do great work, still getting a lot of information on the drug bust we made, and we're still working on that. It's a lot of time consuming, a lot of paperwork. Also, I believe it was on last Saturday on the 11th, our sirens went off in the early morning. And I'll have to explain for that, I'm in charge of all that, so it all stops with me. What happened that night, we had a fire call, the operator on duty. We're continually updating our CAD system, and now we're able to dispatch from our CAD system, just, with the mouse and all that. We used to do it on a keypad behind there, that's our backup system, we still use that. Since we've got it updated now, there's several operators knew how to do that, and they set the sirens off Saturday through that. And the night shift officer, he come in, unbeknownst to him, that was done that way. So when the fire call come out, it's just a normal procedure for them to push the fire and says the fire turns off. And so I'm gonna apologize to the people that's scared and concerned. And I know that's there for one reason, it's important to save lives. So it's not as something that I take lightly. And our department, and especially our communication people, they felt very bad. They took a lot of hits, a lot of people called them names, and, they don't understand what it's also in there that nobody knew about. There was a big fight at American Legion with a gun call right about the same time. He's working 3 big instances right there, and people don't realize that. But on a lighter note, other than this other part was serious, operators have got together and they've had a refresher on that, so that won't happen again. The sirens don't go off by mistake for several years, and probably that much longer again. You can't ever say never, so I never will say that, but hopefully that will never happen again.
Don't do it the night that the time changes, because you lose.
Yeah,
an
but on the
additional
lighter
hour.
side, when we got to the American Legion building, sirens was going off, and everybody thought it was there for them, and they cleared out real quick. Nobody got hurt, and everybody left quick. I did take that serious, and my people's been talked with that, and especially the operator that done it, he feels real bad about that, because he knows that, especially your senior citizen folks, they hear that stuff, and they've got to jump up and start preparing for what they're going to be trained. So we don't take that lightly. I apologize to the citizens and apologize to y'all. Other than that, if you've got any questions, I guess I'm going to say.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I have yet to look. We've been putting in some stop sign anchors and doing our maintenance work to get ready for the upcoming trucking season. Anything y'all got for us, or?
I like it. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Glad that you have one CLGW accounts payable.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Also, we have the city's accounts payable.
Motion.
Second.
Second.
Questions, comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Orders to correct legal description.
First reading, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to sign on behalf of the city of Kennet, Missouri, and the city clerk to attest thereto a correction of quitclaim deed to correct the legal description contained in the deed dated June 6, 2006, as a property situated in blocks 3 and 4, industrial addition to the city of Kennet. This is property on East Washington Street, the old Intel Gym property that was deeded to Gary Neighbors back in 2006, except it was a mistake in the legal description that just now coming to light, so we just need to authorize another deed to clean up that mistake.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye. Second reading, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to sign on behalf of the city of Kennet, Missouri, and the city clerk to attest thereto a correction quitclaim deed to correct the legal description contained in a deed dated June 6, 2006, as the property situated in blocks 3 and 4, industrial addition to the city of Kennet.
Motion.
Roll call.
Aye.
Aye.
Yes.
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 Motion carries. This time I'd like to request council to approve new park board member. Lisa Wood, his term has expired, and we'd like to appoint Kim Todd.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor, side?
Aye.
Thank you. A couple of items here, got a meeting today, was told that the Tractor Supply project is moving along, they now have a contractor in place, so we'll probably be seeing some activity pretty shortly out that way. You're welcome addition to it. Also, in the process of working on the appeals committee, which ties into the building codes. We haven't had a chance to contact all the people that were asking to serve on this. It will be a committee outside the council. That's in process. Hopefully we'll have it ready for your consideration at the next council meeting. This time, we'll open the floor for public comment.
Hello, thank you for your time. My name is Sabrina Kennard Davis, and I brought with me 3 of my 5 grandchildren. These are the oldest. And I have an issue that I've been dealing with for almost a year. And I have pictures. I have video also, but I didn't bring that. For almost a year, I have been going up the chain of command as far as trying to get some issues with some dogs. We have a neighbor in our residence. I live at 206 Chance, and they continually to let these dogs out. They have a total of 10 dogs. I have a 71-year-old father that I take care of who will not come out and sit on his front porch. I have a 65-year-old aunt that lives catty corner, goes home every night with a taser in her hand. I have called the police, and 3 policemen have had to come out in different cars off of street duty because of dogs fighting, because these people will not put up their dogs. One dog actually backed Officer Zach back into his car. I own property that I bought just for these kids, so they could play. They play ball, whatever. They cannot play because I've got dogs that are running crazy. I've got feces all over because these dogs have not been to the vet. So I can't let them go out to play, and it's really getting old. I've even went to John Malott and I said, can you please do something about it? And I'm told, well, she puts out a cage. Fine. The dogs are not stupid. They know that that's a cage for them. And these people feed these dogs. They're their dogs. They say they're not their dogs. They don't claim them. But let me tell you, I don't claim my husband half the time, but he tells me, you feed me, I'm coming, I belong to you. They belong to these people. That's just the way that is. I have called the police. I have called the dog catcher. I have written a police report, which I have, and she went to court. Apparently, they needed pictures. She came back another day after another call. Well, they want pictures. And I'm like, okay, fine. I did not blast anything. I have been so polite, so I privately messaged her. Here are some of the pictures of these dogs, even video. I got blocked to where I did not get a reply. So you're basically my last resort. Like I said, there are 10 dogs. There's a black pit bull. There's a black and white dog. That's the aggressive one. There are 2 smaller black and brown dogs. There's a brown mutt. These dogs have impregnated the other dogs, and now there's 6 puppies underneath the house.
So these people got 16 dogs now at their house?
No, it's a total of 11.
Okay.
A total of 11 with the puppies, yeah. They keep them all inside, and they moved from across the street to my dad to on the corner. I do not care about their business. I do not care about what they do on their free time. I'm focused on these dogs. I have grandchildren that cannot play on property I bought because of dogs. I don't know what else to do. Can you help me?
Yes, we sure will
Yeah.
help you.
Hang around that.
Yeah,
Yeah, 'cause I've not seen the pictures of the dogs. I've been down there a bunch. We've had a fire down in the one house.
yeah. You've got
You know,
unsavory people.
If I know what
over
the
there.
description is and who it is, I'll personally go by there.
Well, they have
Take
every
care.
dog in their house, and they can say all day long, the dogs do not belong to them. Yeah, they do. They feed them.
John, is that where we picked up one dog the other day? The others weren't visible.
I don't think so.
But we'll make it to where your kids can play, or your grandchildren can play outside.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for bringing it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hopefully soon.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, can you hang around?
Yeah, I'm just, they were, yeah.
We'll just, yeah.
Okay, okay.
Good evening. On the St. Francis Street, I talked with Mitzi this day. She said everything is going forward. I talked with Matt Skelton this morning. He said everything is up and going good. And definitely, Bill, from last Monday night, I knew the statement was there, that the city was not prepared for us to get this grant, and didn't think we'd get it, but it's, we've got it, and at least we're looking forward now to the future on it, and sounds the numbers are good, from the, money from the stormwater drainage. So, looks like, everything's gonna be good from that aspect. And, but yeah, she's, just waiting on her aspect, then her and Metz will get together here in a little bit, then go on from there. So, appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
And, the one question, we've got Tractor Supply coming in. I've been asked a couple times about a project out, in the strip mall off of Independence, that a building permit was not given because of the last, city council, the new, you don't have to, the new ordinance, after it went into effect. Was there any truth to somebody not getting a,
The truth to it is there's not a full set of plans, and there's questions about the revised plans. And there's questions from the owner of the strip mall and the person who drew the plans about the person who's wanting to do the construction. So the person that contacted you, there's more to it than probably what they've told you.
well, I know there'd have to be something else to it.
But we're not gonna be the ones to tell the contractor they can't do the work there. That's the owner of the property, and that's the design engineer's job to tell them that they don't wanna submit the plans on their behalf, not the code guy. If they got the proper documents to do the work, our office can only issue them a permit to do the work. Other than that, it's not our position to go on behalf of the owner saying he doesn't want you to do work on his property.
He came up to get a contractor's license, and I
That's
don't
fine.
know if he filled it all out or not.
Okay, I just got asked, so I,
Yeah.
come to the horse's mouth and.
Thank you, Doc.
Anyone else? I think we have a request for the closed session, so we'll adjourn this meeting.
Steve, in your packet is the stormwater.
Thank you, sir.
Till next
Okay.